I look back at my sexual history with women over, I'm 46, so, over the last 30 years. I've been with enough women to know that I have definitely been with women who have been sexually abused or assaulted in the past. I mean, just it's the numbers. I don't know that I've ever talked about it with a woman, that we've ever had that conversation, but just looking back, there's no doubt in my mind. Even seeing some of the what clearly now in retrospect, I realized there were some trauma responses even happening for women. And but I didn't know that, wouldn't recognize it at the time. And I've never been the aggressive type to push into a woman's no. If I don't get a clear yes, man, I'm out. That's good. I'm okay with that. And still, so I'm curious though. You knew this young woman. Now you're only 16,
Okay,
but
I have other things I need to say in regards to that though,
let's
because
go. Let's go.
I
Great.
have to put it bluntly, I've been with a lot of women,
Uh-huh.
and maybe it's because of dharma, uh, maybe it's because of an imprint from that first experience, maybe something else. Nearly all of them carried some form of sexual trauma.
Okay.
Nearly all of them.
Mm,
And I did have this conversation with nearly all of them as
wow.
well.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've become
Mm,
intimately familiar with what that experience is like, the wide range of ways in which that can look. And there's
yeah.
overt assault. Like my
Yeah.
high school sweetheart girl, she left that situation with a black eye. I mean,
Oh,
it's a
jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
little cut and
I
dry
get
there.
it. Yeah.
Even though this was her quote boyfriend,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
uh, there are many traumas that are far less cut and dry,
Of course.
where I would guess that for many of the women, the man left the situation not even like knowing or realizing or admitting to himself that he did anything wrong.
Of course. Destin, I want to really stay here for a moment, man, and just, thank you for really speaking forcefully into that, because just even in this moment, man, I've been, even as I've been coaching couples for the last 7, 8 years. You're so right, man. And I even just taking another moment to really reflect on my experience. And because even as I've gotten to know, certain women that I've been with more intimately for a longer duration of time, as we've gotten to know each other more, and I start to learn the subtle, more of the subtle violations that they've experienced in the past, and reflecting on the impact that that's had on them, and how that's shown up in certain ways. And even, yeah, man, I think this is so important for all men to hear. I mean, I'm even hearing it at a deeper level right now, that, like you said, nearly all women have experienced some form of sexual exploitation, abuse,
Harassment.
her.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, really, what we're
That,
talking about is an experience of feeling like their boundaries were violated,
yeah.
and with that, a sense that their one's safety is on the line. It doesn't necessarily mean rape in the traditional sense, so though it
Right. Yeah.
certainly can be, and that those
Yeah.
numbers alone are higher than most people, especially men, tend
Yeah.
to be willing to really admit or look at.
Yeah.
Um, but also,
Yeah.
again, like a lot of women are still more and more so, but a lot of women are still finding their voice
Of course.
and
Yeah.
being able to speak clearly both their boundaries and their desires.
Yeah.
And so constrictions happen, like tension occurs quite
Mhm.
often. She may even want the same thing that you do,
Yeah.
but at a different pace than you are
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Her body shuts down, you don't notice, and she doesn't say anything,
Yeah.
and she leaves the situation feeling violated, whether
Yeah.
she put those words on it or not.
Yeah.
There, the body remembers it. It, like, again, the history, my training as a somatic sexologist, the body keeps score.
Yeah.
The body now has an experience uh, of tensing up, of basically the body being a no and being pushed past in one form or another,
Yeah.
which then carries forward into future sexual experiences, having a more difficult time going into full relaxation, because some part of the body and some part of the mind is like, am I going to be violated again?
And here we are as men, generally trained to not feel our own bodies.
Yep, you got it.
How the hell are we going to feel what's happening for our partner's bodies if we can't even feel our own?